What's going on? Stokely from Sauce on Delay. Like I said, I was just saying to myself, as soon as I start recording, somebody's gonna call and cut the recording off, which is probably better than what the app used to do before. Where we record your phone calls. Then I went on to read one of my screenshots that I saved, where there was an Instagram post from an account called Market Hustle. What is it? Let me see. It's called The Market Hustle. And it says the number one cause of stress is money, the number one cause of divorce is money, and the number one cause of family conflicts is money. I would kind of beg to differ regarding that. Because the number one cause of suicide, something like 48% of suicides are attributed to relationship problems. So a lot of people's problems is relationship problems. So anyhow, now here's another post by, who is it? The Wall Street Journal, that shows that California is setting up to ban certain food additives, and one of them is red dye number 40, which is included in candies such as Skittles, and it's included in a lot of different things. I've never spoken about food additives as in food coloring specifically. I've just maybe spoken broadly about processed foods, preservatives, maybe just in a blanket statement. And I've never really spoken about the food additives, like the exact name of the preservatives, the exact name of and I've spoken about fragrances also. Fragrances, added fragrances and stuff like that. Like when it comes to cosmetics, fragrances are definitely a big issue regarding carcinogens. Anyhow, so moving right along, what else we got here? Okay, so this one here is from the Washington Post. It says mosquitoes are attracted to certain kind of people. So some people attract mosquitoes more than other people. Yeah. So let's see what else is going on. A Massachusetts town is suing Monsanto for its cancer-causing PCBs. Okay. I'm not totally sure what PCBs are, but I think they also removed them from the Hudson River, and it was General Electric had to pay to remove PCBs from it. A lot of money to remove PCBs from the Hudson River a few years ago in New York. But as you can see, PCBs cause cancer. I don't know what a PCB is. I'm not really prepared to talk about that. Let's see. Okay, let's see. It says here, The Economist had a nice post here that says, with mental health disorders rising, a growing number of scientists are investigating how nutrition affects the health of the mind. And we already know here on this podcast, and everybody's talking about it on YouTube, everybody who's aggregated to your feed, if that's what you're into, that the gut is the second brain. Even Styles P knows that. Styles P just said that recently on another Instagram post, that the gut is the second brain. But he termed it, the gut is the brain, is the brain of the body, which doesn't really. Anyhow, I know what he meant, and maybe he didn't say it the most eloquently, but he's cool. Let's see what else is going on. Bloomberg Business. The Food and Drug Administration told sunscreen manufacturers it had safety concerns. Okay, so there's some safety concerns regarding certain sunscreen additives. I didn't read into this one, but I don't think zinc oxide would be the issue, because that's one of the ingredients we use in sauce on delay. And from my research, it's not something that's harmful. It's used for dandruff, and it's used for other things. So let's see. It says, for years, oxybenzone, a substance that can upset the balance of hormones, in ways that increase cancer risk has been largely eliminated as an ingredient. The change was fueled more by consumer sentiment than official action. So people stop buying stuff with it in it. So yeah, okay, I just read it. It's not the zinc oxide. It's something called oxybenzene. You know, benzene is I don't know. You know, oxybenzene is not benzene. But when I hear benzene, I think about hexane. I think about propane. I think about flammable materials. So that's probably something that's present in spray type, aerosol type sunscreens. So if you stay with a okay, so I got cut off a while ago. Let me get back to it. Let me see if I can. So they do say it's a spray. They say let's see here. Let's see, rather than official action. Endocrine disruptors. Yes. Yada yada blah blah blah. I saw the word spray here. Okay, I'm at a red light now. I thought I saw the word spray. Maybe I was looking for it. FDA hasn't ordered the removal of the chemical. Hey, you see there? It causes fertility issues. Oxybenzene. And people have stopped buying it in some cases, but the government hasn't banned it. It messes with your hormones and causes infertility. It's a endocrine disruptor, like so many of these man-made things that we are encountering as of late. From the BPA and the baby bottles all the way up to who knows what. You know, these things are dangerous, and the government doesn't really ban or prohibit them. I don't know why. I don't know why. But that's from Bloomberg Business. Bloomberg Business speaks about oxybenzene. It's an endocrine disruptor. Yeah, so I got cut off again. A lot of the pesticides that they use in our food production are also endocrine disruptors. And, you know, as you can see, hormones control growth. And of course, I'm speaking cursorily. You have to do your own research. Hormones tell you our signals. You know, hormones are basically send messages through your body to grow this thing or shrink this thing or whatever the case may be. So when it comes to cancer cells now, hormones being out of whack can make a cancer cell grow versus shrink. You know, it can cause things to grow more than they're supposed to grow, and then you end up getting a mass or mastatitis, I think that's the word, or something like that. You know, you get a tumor, and your tumor starts growing and growing and growing and growing. You know, and it's, you know, because your hormones are disrupted. So we got to be careful with all these chemicals that we're encountering, with all these hair products, with all these cosmetics, with all the soaps, the detergents, anything that's man-made and just not like normal. You know what I mean? All this plastic and stuff like that. You know, unfortunately, you know, don't microwave your food in styrofoam. Don't microwave your food in plastic. You know, if you're gonna microwave something, microwave it in earthenware. If otherwise, you know, you can use a toaster and heat it up. Toaster, yeah, dries it out a little bit, but you know, maybe put it on the stovetop and cook it up. You know what I mean? That's if you like to, you know, I like my food warm, so I like to heat up my food before I eat it. I don't know if that's the healthiest way either. So, endocrine disruptors, things that mess with your hormones, as you can see here, cancer causing, okay? Yeah, it increases cancer risk, according to this Bloomberg Business article. You can go find it there. Let's see what else. Oh, there's a plume from a weapons manufacturing plant in Long Island somewhere. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, changes in gut bacteria. This is Epoch Times or Epic Times, Epoch Times, and they're just saying the same thing again. Your gut bacteria affects, you know, your changes in gut bacteria can cause mental issues. We already spoke about this when we talked about oxaloacetic acid, and malic acid, and green apples, and a little bit about apple cider vinegar. Those things are good for killing the bad bacteria in your gut sometimes. Okay. Oh, here's another article. Homeless seniors are flooding shelters that can't care for them. Well, that's a complicated subject matter right there. That's a complicated subject matter. Why I always talk about how money is important, and acquainting yourself with the right people is important, and how relationships are important. Like I said, most suicide is relationship problems. And when I say relationship, I'm not talking about romantic relationship. Romantic relationship is not something that's based on efficiency. In most cases, it's based on expediency, or whatever the case may be, which is not sustainable sometimes. People just either want to get off, or they want to get a social acceptance for saying that they have reached this milestone, whether they're married, they're in a relationship, they got a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever the case may be. It's not efficient, logical, or business savvy. It's not a business savvy situation. So we got a lot of homeless seniors. Of course, homeless seniors can't work really as much as younger people. They require more money because they have health conditions. So it's very important also to keep your health good, because a lot of people go into debt based on not having health coverage, or having high medical bills, or they have some health issue where they can't help themselves. A lot of people are living single also. So here's the back end of being solitary, or the bad side of being solitary. Someone can't financially support them because they're by themselves. So when they fall right on their face. So you got to make sure you got the financial wherewithal. You got some health insurance if possible, even at least the government subsidized health insurance, so you can get back on your feet and get back productive. But you want to also have a health, have a sustainable, holistic, and keep your health. You want to age gracefully, and mental health is very important, because many of the people who are homeless are dealing with mental health and substance issues, which are directly proportional and connected. All right, so moving right along. Let's see what else is going on in my feed. What's going on with the screenshots? Let's see. Oh, here's one. This is one that doesn't really pertain to what I'm saying, but it makes sense. Poverty is many times generational. So, if the parents are poor, then the kids might be, probably going to be poor. If the parents are uneducated, the kid's going to be possibly uneducated. They might be stuck on the same economic strata. We're outside of the feudal system. We're no longer in feudalism, but we're still living in a feudal kind of way where we're kind of stuck based on where our parents are. We're stuck there too. So here's Plato. Here's a quote from Plato on his site named Daily Philosopher. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to preserve to the end in their nature and education. Okay, so he's basically saying don't have kids if you can't take care of them all the way. If you can't take care of them all the way, basically, I don't know. I think he's saying take care of them all their life. You know what I mean? Don't bother with it. I guess don't. Whatever. That's a bigger debate than just saying that. That's really bigger than that. Anyhow, moving right along. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, now I'm getting to a heavily trafficked area of the street where I can't really look at my phone, and I can't really read what I wrote, what I'm reading, but I can't really read my screenshots. Okay, here's Epic Times or Epoch Times again. I say. No, I'm not gonna read that one. That's too political. Let's move it right along. Moving along. Bloomberg Business. Okay, they're making food out of air, water, and electricity, and microbes. Okay, so they're using bacteria to make food. you make a protein-rich food. I don't know. It's like a powder, and you eat it. That's a nice sound coming out of that Jeep. So, okay, there's a company named Solar Foods that's making food out of thin air, bacteria, and electricity. Okay, so let's see, moving right along. Something talking about AI again. AI, every day people talking about AI. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's see. Surgeon General warns of social media's profound risk of harm to young people. This is Democracy Now! Surgeon General warns of social media's profound risk of harm to young people. Not just to young people, it's harming me already. But we already know that social media is potentially dangerous if you use it in the wrong way. If you delve and go into the rabbit hole of certain ideologies, you can become an extremist. You can become self-harming. You can harm others. You can, I don't know. It can go in a bad way, but it can go in a good way too. Sometimes you can find out and learn something new. Let me see. What did I learn from social media that I used? I mean, most of the content that I post here, I'm discussing something that I saw on social media. So it can be beneficial in certain ways. Some of the hair loss prevention strategies, some of the health strategies, I definitely got a lot of information from YouTube. YouTube helped me a lot. YouTube helped me fix my car. So YouTube probably saved me thousands of dollars. YouTube showed me how to put tiles in. YouTube showed me how to do drywall, I think. Yeah. Or did I figure that one out? I think YouTube taught me how to do drywall. YouTube taught me how to do a lot of things. YouTube saved me a lot of money. I gotta say that much. Facebook. I went to a lot of good events. Enjoyed a lot of events that I found on Facebook. Instagram. I can't really put a finger. I see a lot of nice philosophical quotes on Instagram, and a lot of stuff. It aggregates a lot of stuff. Like I said, most of the things that I talk about, I saw on Instagram, on this podcast. Most of the things I talk about on this podcast. So Twitter, I don't think I've never gotten any, and this is nothing political, and this is nothing against Elon, but this is way before even Elon purchased Twitter. I can't recall anything useful I've gotten from Twitter. Maybe some business inquiries when I used to do graphic design. I got maybe 1 or 2 business inquiries when I was on Twitter, but no business really materialized from there. So Facebook, I got business. Yeah, Facebook is probably one of the more useful. Yeah, Facebook was very useful in when I used to promote events. Yeah, that worked a lot. But Twitter, not at all. So it said visiting several South America. Nope. Okay, here's a post from Forbes. It's saying that marijuana use increases your productivity by 10%. So look into that one. That's from Forbes. That's from Forbes on Instagram. Said marijuana increased the productivity of workers by 10%. So I don't know how that is. Maybe it increases your focus. Maybe it reduces your ADD, HD. Yo, people. Oh my gosh, man. Why? Okay, I'm going out here. I'm driving with these drivers, and I'm not even the one causing the problems. Anyhow, it's okay. Everybody came out okay, and I was paying attention at that time. Okay, so let's see. What's this one? Come back. What's this one now? Saying capabilities experience renaissance. Young people look to detach from contact. Okay, so people are using more flip phones. I was talking to one of my coworkers about dopamine fasting, and he indicated to me that he was doing dopamine fasting, and one of his buddies helped one of his buddies, in the process of dopamine fasting, also switched to a flip phone. This is Wall Street Journal. So a lot more people are getting to flip phones and getting away from the screens. Like we just said, social media is damaging people, and some people are detaching and moving to the flip phone. It says Gen Zers are snapping up flip phones, so that's a good thing. Let's see, health services. So, okay, let's see. Ozempic. Did I talk about Ozempic? I think I did. So Ozempic. So Ozempic is being used to cure some skin conditions, it looks like. Not only is it a diabetes drug, not only are people using it as a form of weight loss drugs, but it's also being used to clear up people's skin. All right, so let's see what else is going on. Let's see that. Whether junk food is bad. You already know that junk food is bad. Ultra processed food. So the Atlantic talks about ultra processed foods, and ultra processed foods make up 50% of Americans' diet. So more than half of our diet is ultra processed food, and ultra processed foods cause all kind of health issues. So the Atlantic ultra processed foods are, let me see, what's the bad part? Junk food. It's not really food. It's full of artificial chemicals, and it has preservatives to extend its shelf life. And after you take away the preservatives and all the fake stuff out of it, you don't really have much food left. So that's what that is about. That's the Atlantic talking about junk food. Okay, and that's it for right now, I guess. Black seed oil. Okay, Epoch Times talk about black seed oil. Black seed oil is something that is in sauce ondulé, and it says it fights obesity, insomnia, dizziness, and bronchial disorders. And it's rich in omega-6 fatty acids, which most of us are deficient in. Okay? And the plant is called Nigella sativa. Okay, here's another one from Epoch Times. It says your bathroom towel is one of the most your bathroom towel has a lot of bacteria and disease in it. You can look those up. All right, that's it for right now, though. I hope I was recording. I was. All right. Thanks for listening.